Diddy's former friend and partygoer, Kevin Hart, wants nothing to do with him, trying to distance himself from the recorded evidence that we have all seen.
How you doing, Kevin, man?
What's up, Mr.
How you feeling, brother?
Oh, good.
Yeah?
Good.
Hey, what exactly happened, dude?
He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person.
It's Kevin Hart's time in the hot seat. After his friend Diddy got arrested by the feds, all eyes have been on the comedian since he was a frequent Diddy party goer. Now Kevin's been keeping his lips sealed, but his wife is doing all the talking, including the time she caught her husband in bed with Diddy. Looks like Cat Williams was right about Kevin bending over for the Hollywood elite for a seat at the table in more ways than one. Here's everything we know.
You got more dye in that beard than Diddy wears.
All right, that's enough.
And I know.
That's enough.
And I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's fucking enough. All right, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit this out.
But still.
Put a fucking
Put a note on it. You can edit that one.
Kevin Hart's troubled past. Diddy's infamous parties have been making the headlines lately after the indictment zeroed in on the freak-offs. Naturally, fans have a lot of questions for everyone who attended these exclusive events, and Kevin Hart's name happens to be on top of that list. The comedian has been friends with the music mogul for years, and they've got a lot of love for one another. A little too much, in fact. During an Instagram Live with Kevin, Diddy raised some serious eyebrows when he called Hart beautiful. Even Kevin was taken back by that one.
I get it. You got it.
You look beautiful. It was a great move.
You know, I throw that product in there. I'm a fan of the product, you know.
It's almost as creepy as Diddy calling Meek Mill's daddy while he enjoyed himself by the pool. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. It seems like the two struck up a friendship thanks to Diddy's parties. Kevin has publicly hosted many of Diddy's events, and following his arrest, evidence of his participation in the freak-offs has been making rounds on the internet.
That's my bad thing.
Hey, yo, tell them downstairs, just let up girls. Get it, girls, strike up a conversation or something.
I got my bad thing.
Hey, yo, we live? Tell me, we live right now?
This is out of control.
The 20-minute footage is packed with jaw-dropping moments, leaving fans with many questions about what was going on behind the scenes. Like this joke that Kevin made when Diddy asked people to get on the dance floor.
I see this is what I'm going to. This is what I'm going to do, because I think they never been to a Diddy party. If you're not dancing,
I just got hard.
then you got to go. So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go. Period.
It's almost like Diddy wanted these parties to go a certain way, instead of letting things flow naturally. Here he's asking people to take off their hats.
Sean Combs, you gotta take your hat off. If your name ain't Sean Combs and you're male, you gotta take your hat off. It's a little bit disrespectful to be in my house with your hat on, okay? All y'all, if you real,
Hot ass beanie caps. Get the beanie caps off.
Hold on, where my son at?
What's even more twisted is that Diddy's own son was present at the party, which seems to fall in line with Lil Rod's claims about his sons being perpetrators as well.
Light-skinned dude with the good hair. That's just... Shout out to Lil Diddy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Diddy's sons who look nothing like him. It's still in question. We don't really know what's going on. Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. Don't nobody want to see that. Come on, man. Dude, that's what I like. See, because as sons, people don't understand, man.
But the moment that left everyone unsettled was when Kevin took the party to the bathroom. He was surrounded by half-covered girls everywhere. And get this, while he was putting on a show for the camera, one of the girls' hair caught fire. Now, any other person in Kevin's shoes might have been seriously concerned, but he chose to laugh about the situation and asked the staff to cut the camera.
Once everybody gets out, you know, it's just me and the lady. This is my seat. I'm used to this type of thing. You know, doing what I do best. You know? Oh! Did the camera catch that? Cut the camera! Cut the camera!
Fans found his behavior pretty sus. If he was laughing about the fire incident on camera, who knows what kind of mistreatment brought him amusement when there were no eyes around to watch him. And this next scene wasn't any better. This time, Kevin took the party to Diddy's bedroom. Now, Diddy appeared uncomfortable on camera. He kept making no homo jokes, but judging from Diddy's body language, fans think that Diddy was simply acting for the camera. It seemed like he was worried about being caught in the act.
It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
This is also the same party where Usher walked in and Diddy let it slip that he used to sleep in the same bed as him back in the day.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know?
But the real question is, was this a freak-off party? Well, it seems like it. See, Danity Kane member Don Richard filed a lawsuit against Diddy, alleging years of mistreatment recently. According to court documents, Don had to suffer like all of Diddy's other victims. The details of the mistreatment are horrifying, but what caught fans in particular was the mention of a freak-off party. According to the documents, Dawn had received an invitation to these exclusive events. Unfortunately, at the time, she was in the dark about the kind of depravity that went down at these parties, and so she showed up at the event. However, it didn't take her long to figure out what was going on, and once she did, she tried to protect herself by locking herself in a room. The documents state, on many occasions, Mr. Combs had parties at his Miami, Florida residence that lasted for several days. At one of the parties, Ms. Richard witnessed Mr. Combs openly stating that he had arranged for busloads of young exotic girls, such as mixed black and Asian, Indonesian, and albino. Once again, Ms. Richard observed inebriated young girls being aided by Mr. Combs and his guests. In a state of panic and terror, Ms. Richard fled to the bedroom Mr. Combs had insisted she stay in and barricaded the door shut with furniture. The lawsuit continues. Mr. Combs regularly placed Ms. Richard in similar situations with no means to escape. At Mr. Combs's parties, his guests, including Ms. Richard, were required to surrender their phones upon entry. Mr. Combs kept the doors locked and guarded by security personnel, making it impossible for Ms. Richard to leave without alerting Mr. Combs that she had done so. Mr. Combs hired police officers to attend his parties, sending a clear message to guests that his influence extended to law enforcement officers, and creating a climate of fear, and a tacit warning that reporting him to authorities would be both unacceptable and futile. And here's where things get interesting. The 20-minute footage where Kevin is behind the mic also had Dawn in one of the scenes.
Right there, right behind Diddy, that's Kalina on the left of Diddy, and Dawn on the right. Dawn has a blonde streak in her bang. This is the party that the freak off happened, and she had to run and barricade herself in the room.
I want to ask some people.
For real.
Okay.
And so that's clear proof that Kevin was present at these depraved events as well. The chances that Dawn had to lock herself at another freak-off party seem pretty low, since there's no way she would have gone back after an incident like that. What's interesting though is that despite the evidence against him, Kevin has no plans of owning up to the fact that he participated in the freak-offs or hosted Diddy's parties. The comedian was out for dinner with his wife Eniku in at Lavo restaurant in West Hollywood recently, when the P-apps hounded him with questions about Diddy, and if he ever dipped into his personal stash of Johnson oil. However, Kevin kept his lips sealed and only uttered these 4 words: "When I hosted for Diddy, you're asking the wrong person the wrong question." Though Kevin may not be talking about how he was a direct participant, his wife sure is. Kevin's currently married to Eniku Parrish, but the two haven't always been together. Before Eniku, Kevin said his vows to Torrey Hart. The two crossed paths in 2011 and walked down the aisle together in May 2003. Unfortunately for Torrey, Kevin was not the man he promised to be. The pair might have had 2 children together, but that didn't stop Kevin from cheating on her, and that drove Torrey to file for divorce after 8 years of marriage. Of course, Torrey felt cheated on, and she made sure Kevin didn't forget about it. Back in 2017, Kevin's new wife made an IG post to celebrate her anniversary with the comedian. Eniku wrote, "I'm grateful to God every day for putting us together. When it's real, no love bond can ever be faked or broken. My partner in life, my other half that makes me whole, my soulmate, thank you for always keeping a smile on my face. I love you more every day. 8 years together, 1 year married, forever to go. Happy 1-year anniversary, babe. We made it." Now here's where things took a turn for the worse. See, Eniku and Kevin tied the knot in 2016, but they had been together for 6 years, considering that he finalized his divorce with Touré in February 2011. But Eniku slipped up when she said 8 years, and that opened the floodgates. The model tried to explain herself, saying, "Their marriage was broken way before I came in the picture. They were separated, living in separate homes. I was never a secret." However, Touré couldn't sit back and watch Eniku spin lies on the internet, all to protect her cheating husband. She laid down the facts and exposed Kevin for the man he truly was.
Did Eniku start dating Kevin while you guys were married?
According to her dates, yes. I was like, what? Never a secret. She said that we were separated and not living together. That's a lie. We were very much not separated.
Kevin's actions are even despicable when you consider that Touré stayed by his side when he was a nobody in the industry. In fact, behind the scenes, his ex-wife was the one helping him write his jokes, but he gave her no credit for it.
What went wrong in your marriage?
Lies and infidelity. When I met him, he was selling sneakers. He's starting to get fame, and I'm kind of feeling like, okay, well, feeling a little left behind. You know, we grew apart. I have an ex-husband who has repeatedly used me in his stand-up routines. You know, for years I had to endure that.
What's worse is that instead of feeling indebted to her, Kevin poked fun at the divorce during his stand-up specials, proving that he had no remorse for the way he treated his wife.
Yes, people, I cheated. Am I ashamed of it? No. No, I'm not. Do I wish that I could take it back? No. No, I don't.
However, Touré did get avenged down the line. You see, Kevin might have been the one to destroy the marriage, but Eniku played a part, and she had to pay for it big time when she realized that she couldn't make a loyal man out of a cheater. Back in 2017, Kevin made headlines again after he was spotted getting cozy with a woman that was definitely not his wife at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. Only this time he didn't get the chance to walk off into the sunset with the new woman in his arms. Instead, he was blackmailed for the private footage. And get this, Eniku was pregnant at the time, but here's where it gets more twisted. See, Kevin tried to avoid the backlash by claiming that he was not in his right mind at the time of the incident. According to a deposition filed on August 6, 2023, Kevin was partying with a friend when he offered him an illegal substance. At first, Kevin was opposed to the idea, but his friend assured him that he would take care of him, and that's when the comedian said, "Screw it," and poured the substance in his drink. Next thing he knew, he woke up in bed with another woman. However, that's Kevin's version of events. Fans think that Hart was lying about the entire ordeal. They think he was open to the idea of taking the illegal substance, thanks to all the Diddy parties he had been attending. What's more, they don't think it was just Eniku that ruined his first marriage. According to some rumors, Kevin had multiple partners, which is what drove Touré away, and that's exactly why he was so comfortable hosting for Diddy. In fact, according to some rumors, Kevin might have gotten in bed with the music mogul to himself. As for why he would stoop that low, well, it's obvious, isn't it? Kevin only cared about the reward that awaited him. What's even more interesting is that Cat Williams exposed Kevin a long time ago. Kat and Kevin have never gotten along. They're like fire and water. So when Kat sat down on the Club Shay Shay podcast at the start of the year, he had a lot to say about his arch nemesis. He brought fans' attention to the fact Kevin had a sitcom and a role in Soul Plane when it was only his first year in Hollywood.
He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
Sure, Kevin might have gotten lucky, or it might have just been his talent opening doors for him, but Kat suspected a more sinister narrative unfolding behind the scenes. He felt like Kevin had earned the favor of the Hollywood elites by bending to their will, and the proof lies in the fact that Kevin donned the dress. See, Kat has spent a good part of his career raising his voice about the dress controversy. According to him, there's a hidden agenda in Hollywood to get upcoming black comedians in a dress as part of a humiliation ritual. Wear the dress and you get the keys to the castle. Don't wear the dress and you're cast aside. Kat and Kevin are proof of how these things work. According to Kat, he was asked to wear a dress as well, but he turned down the deal, and as a result, he was blackballed from the industry. As for Kevin, well, according to Kat, he donned on the dress and got a seat at the table.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
And Kat's not lying here. Kevin did wear the dress during an SNL sketch.
Pope Conventionate is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man pose.
What's interesting is that a year before, he had said that he would never put himself in a situation like that during an interview.
I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look
said
good
no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid.
But he ended up compromising on his principles for fame and money. And it seems like wearing the dress did open doors for Kevin. He was starring in one blockbuster after another like Jumanji, Get Hard, and Central Intelligence after the SNL sketch. And so if Kevin was willing to bend his principles to wear the dress, there's no reason why he wouldn't be comfortable participating in Diddy's freak-off parties. Not to mention the fact he's outright denying hosting these events in the first place speaks volumes. The question is, will Kevin pay for his crimes? While the question remains to be answered, Kevin might want to call his lawyer, because the prosecution will be revealing the names of everyone who helped Diddy soon. According to reports, attorney Tony Busby has announced that Sean Diddy Combs is just one of the many powerful people who will go down for the alleged racketeering conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in blank. He also warned that the day will come soon when they will reveal the list. Attorney Tony was also quoted saying, "The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already, but because of the nature of this case, we are going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. The names will shock you." And so things do not look good for Kevin Hart. As for fans, well, they think Kevin's guilty as hell. One person wrote, "Kevin stays oiled up and pretty for Diddy." Meanwhile, another person wrote, "This is all starting to make sense now. Diddy learning to brothel business from his mom, his seemingly dislike and disdain for her translated into how he saw and treated women. Why some of these guys around him, Kevin Hart, won't marry or can't stay married cause they probably all booty buddies. Birds of a feather flock together. But what do you think of the situation? Do you think Kevin's gonna be name dropped during the trial? Will we pay for his crimes? Let us know in the comment section below.